We're doing our Spider-Man movie reviews.
Yeah, it should be pretty brief.
Yeah.
Not super long, not super short.
Spider-Man 2 gonna get a
I
big
opened
rating
Snapchat
from me.
instead of YouTube.
Nice, stupid.
So,
We know your head's at.
Yeah. Right?
let's explain to people what we do here.
Yeah. So we so we review stuff on this channel on this channel on YouTube anyway. When we upload this to YouTube. And we've got movie reviews of the X-Men series and like movies that come out and stuff. Everyone's gonna be making all sorts of weird faces and movements because we're up on the camera behind, or we're up on the screen behind the camera, and they
No, we're
can
not.
see it.
Don't listen to him. We're just like looking at
You're
something
looking at,
up
you're
there.
not even looking at the camera.
Let's see.
That's the camera.
I'm trying to
right
get
there, so
to
we're
it.
looking at a TV.
So this goes up on the channel Board Nerds on YouTube.
Birds.
YouTube.com/the board nerd. But it's not / the board nerd because we don't have those.
Yeah, we gotta hit like a certain whatever to get the actual thing, to get the actual URL.
Didn't used to be that way.
I know. I have it for the Anarchy Industries. If you search the Anarchy Industry, like youtube.com/the Anarchy Industries.
It's fine. We're not mad.
I'm totally not salty at all. I'm trying to get this video to load like the end so we can see what we ranked this last one.
Oh, the Spooderman?
Yeah.
All right. Well, so I can go ahead and explain what we do here, right? Are we doing stuff?
We're
So,
always doing this.
We take an old Marvel movie, we take an old nerd movie, and we watch it. We don't really critique it. We pretty much just laugh at it, make jokes the entire time, and can't really hear any of the dialogue.
I heard about 10 lines of this movie.
Yep. Because this one was really funny, actually.
and
And
good action.
we then come back to you guys and we talk about what happened in the movie, the action, the plot,
building.
the world building, that Easter eggs, any kind of comedy, and then ultimately we rated out of 12 what we thought about it, and we encourage you guys to go do the same.
Go rated out of 12 at your
Yeah.
own home.
Yeah,
Just respond with.
we'd
a
really
video.
like to know your
Shoot
score out of
video
12
over.
and how opposite it is to ours, because you probably suck at thinking about how movies are. So
Yeah, you probably don't understand the true masterpiece
Wrong.
of the Spider-Man 2.
yeah, so right now, the Anarchy himself is over there. he's trying to figure out what we scored Spider-Man 1, because we're currently talking about Spider-Man 2.
Yeah. So all the rubber bands have come off of this holder. So I wasn't able to find what we individually gave it,
Okay, that's fine.
but I did find what we ranked it so far of the Spider-Man movies we've watched.
Just the.
It's just number
first-
one.
Okay.
That's a really big spot.
That's a
Oh, he thick.
McFarlane Spider-Man right there.
I know, back when McFarlane made our good toys.
No, I mean back when McFarlane drew our people that before they became toys.
Oh, it's a great
Because
one.
that's a Ben Reilly Spider-Man.
It's a great one. So, what did we score Spider-Man 1?
We scored it first place out of the movies.
Makes sense. So, Spider-Man 2, let's talk about the plot. Zach,
Yeah.
give us the plot. He's new here.
I mean, new here. I've done like 3 or 4 of these, but
Right?
yeah, Tomb Raiders.
To be fair, he got his lanyard and stickers
Last
last
night.
night.
Oh, he's going.
And then I tried to
Kirby!
fit the stickers
Kirby,
into
no!
the tag.
Kirby,
but-
come!
I gotta go. You guys cover the plot.
All right.
Lock him in the room again.
It's like the general plot of it was just
I should
was-
start over.
Dr. Octavius, like trying to create a son
Yeah, for infinite power.
for infinite power, and then everything just goes wrong, and it gets like
Casey's back.
it gets like welded into his body, and then Spider-Man has got erectile dysfunction
Cool.
That's
and
yeah.
just loses his powers, and then he gets them back, and then he beats. Does he beat him technically? Like, are we gonna say that he beats him?
No, he beats
He,
him and he makes him. He beats him so hard he becomes good again.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So he beats him, and then he
beats the
sacrifices.
Arms, really.
Yeah.
His
Yeah.
arms are like their own thing at this point. He's distracting me.
We're gonna slowly end up with more Spider-Man on this table, I have a feeling. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty the gist of it. Like, it's not a deep movie by any stretch of the imagination.
It took us a while to see the
And back.
villain.
Yeah.
Takes a
It
while.
takes a while for lots of stuff to happen
Yes, it
in this
does.
movie.
Yeah,
It
it's
is a very
stressful as
slow
hell.
movie.
The whole movie is stressful to watch because nothing goes right
Yeah.
for Peter. Did you cover all the plot already?
Yep.
Yeah.
All of it?
There
He
wasn't
hit,
much,
like,
Casey.
point,
He hit the main points.
That's fair.
There's
Uh, I want to talk about, before we go into anything else, I want to talk about the humor. There was a lot in here.
There were jokes this time.
There were a lot of jokes. It kind of
Intentional humor.
the big one was like at the very start of the
Last
movie.
was very funny.
Well, I was gonna say the
Not
pizza.
intentional.
He stole that guy's pizza. Spider-Man or Peter Parker's running into an alley, and then he's got pizzas in his hand. Spider-Man comes out, and
He's
this
got
guy's
pizzas
like,
in his hand.
he stole that guy's pizzas. Pretty good setup joke. I thought it was really funny.
Yeah.
And then after that,
Is the broom scene where he's like in the
Jesus.
lobby for the hotel or whatever, and he's just like in the closet changing, I guess. Doesn't address it. He opens the door to like come out, and there's just brooms.
Yeah.
And it goes on for like 45 seconds.
Maybe that's why he's late everywhere.
Yeah.
he's always trying to fix the brooms.
That was like really disturbing when I first saw that. Like,
And-
I haven't seen this movie in a couple years. I was like, why did he just come out of that closet with all this pizza?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
That-
I'm like, of course he probably changed, but it's just like,
But
if
like-
I was that woman and just saw him come out of that closet, I'd be like,
Yeah.
the fuck were you doing?
How did you
What?
get in there?
That
Because,
scene
she was,
lasted a while.
She
you're
was
right.
looking at the closet when he like came out.
Yeah.
So did she just watch Spider-Man walk into it? It was like, what's gonna happen?
Late.
He's like,
And
"I'm paying
then-
for this. I know
Hey,
you are
that guy
Spider-Man."
beat up Spider-Man and left him in the
The
closet.
part where someone hits him and
That
knocks
guy
his
stole
stuff
Spider-Man's
down.
pizza.
Like, get out of the way, jerk! And he's sitting there trying to put his stuff together. People are just like slapping him in the
Well, someone
face with
stepped
his
on
bag.
his stuff.
Yeah, and some guy steps on his book.
His whole
Who
life is middle
does
school.
that?
Yeah.
No one even does that in middle school. Nobody purposely steps on your books.
Yes, they
I
do.
mean, yeah, like one guy, but
Maybe at the school
it was
you went to.
everybody. It was like,
This is college.
yeah, he was in college. And,
Yeah.
and I had
Ivy
one
League
guy like,
college.
oh, this, like, I'm gonna be an asshole. Watching step on this guy's book, and then it was like, book bag, book
Yeah.
bag.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like a purse just straight up smacked him in the face.
Yeah.
There's the scene where what is he doing in the vegetable scene?
Oh, so he's going to see MJ's play,
Oh,
and
yeah.
there's a car chase.
yeah.
And he backflips over a car, and it runs over his motorcycle. These two kids are in awe, and I remember this because this was in the trailer for this movie.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Whoa, how'd you do that?" He's like, "Lots of exercise,
Eat your
Rest.
green vegetables.
yeah, plenty of
eat your
sleep,
green.
and eat your green vegetables.
Eat your green-
green vegetables."
Kid's like, my mom's always telling me to do that.
But I never believed her.
Yeah, it's so believable.
Yeah,
It's like
good.
because a kid seeing that would be like, "Oh, that's
For
definitely
real.
I can be that if I just do that now."
the elevator scene was really good. Where the guy's just standing in the he's Spider-Man standing in the elevator. Dude walks in,
It goes on
nice
for
suit.
uncomfortably long.
I feel like that's some of the humor here with the
Yeah.
mob scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just
Showing
like
how
creating that
awkward.
awkward environment.
It's
And
Family Guy, where it's
Spider-Man-
like,
Yeah, everything just drags.
Spider-Man's like, he's like, it looks really uncomfortable, the suit. And he's like, yeah, it gets up in the crotch region sometimes. And he's just kind of standing there awkwardly looking forward. What else do we got? No, we already covered that.
Everything,
This one's less funny, but more kind of like unnecessary. Like, Zach, you noticed it with some of those shots we had.
Oh yeah, there
The
was a lot
camera
of bad
shot?
shots.
Well, even that, there were a lot of like boob shots.
Yeah.
There
There
were a lot of
like
those in the first one.
it
They were
was,
like, everyone,
Welcome to Raimi.
no one's allowed to wear a bra.
no one
Well,
is
that's
allowed.
true.
Again,
What was the first
Kirsten
one?
Dunst is not wearing a bra.
It was when Octavius was like throwing Aunt May like down the building, and they pan up straight up like past two girls' chests to the scene.
Well, no, what it does is it's weird. It shows her falling, and then it's like this crowd, and these two girls just come into frame right next to each other, just like boob to boob next to each other.
Yeah.
Like,
You can't see their faces and you can't see below their waist. You
They
just see their
They
chest.
straight up got that shot. Someone like in like a manhole
yeah.
with their
For
own
real.
personal camcorder.
And the final thing I think I'll touch on, but there's probably a lot of other humor, is the final scene where Mary Jane's like trapped under and he's holding that thing up and they're having the intimate
Yeah.
moment. He's like, this is really heavy.
He's holding up half a building.
Yeah. She's like, Peter. He's like, yeah, this is heavy. Can we move on with this?
Well, it's
You
like
love me.
how they started that was like, hi.
Yeah. Well, it's not as so they do have a little bit of awkward interaction, but it's not nearly as bad as Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone
Yeah.
in Amazing Spider-Man. Those are I can't wait till we get to those because those interactions are rough. But so we got comedy. What about villain? We'll just jump on a villain. Who was the villain?
Doc Ock.
His
Is he the
arms.
only villain?
I mean,
The arms.
it's
The
Technically,
sun.
until
it's
the
slowly starting to proceed.
Peter's social anxiety.
His friend.
Harry is definitely hating Spider-Man.
J.
more.
Jonah Jameson.
J. Jonah is the literal villain of the entire series.
He made him quit.
Yeah.
You're fired. What? You're unfired. Get back in here. I
Hey,
need
where are
you.
you going?
Yeah.
It's classic. But so Doc Ock, the
I'm gonna go
main
with
villain,
Space Boyfriend as a villain.
Space boyfriend.
I would argue as well. He might be the
Hold
villain.
on, hold up. How long were they together?
Hold on.
Because we first saw him outside the theater, right?
Yeah, but he
They had
and
been
MJ
together
hadn't,
before
or Peter and MJ hadn't talked in years, is what I think has
Okay.
happened.
It's weird.
It seemed like he showed up and like they were on a date for her theater, and then they were like,
it
"All right,
was the
get
scene-
married."
It was the scene before that because they were both. It was Harry and Mary Jane at Spider-Man's house, and then he was talking to her that
Outside.
night, and she was like, "Oh yeah, I'm seeing somebody." And he's like, "Seeing somebody?"
Because
He's
what?
like,
Cause he said like oh like romantically, and she was like maybe more than that.
yeah, and then she.
Because I know we made fun of that.
And he
Yeah.
was
More than that.
And then,
That was
and then
the
she
old
touched
boy.
his face.
Oh
Yeah.
boy.
like, "Oh, boy."
Oh boy, I do.
Oh jeez.
So Doc Ock, the main villain of this movie. What do you like? What was his motive the whole movie? Like
He wanted to make.
wanted to create
he
the
he
sun.
believed
A sun.
that he could do it.
Yeah, he believed he didn't mess up Spider-Man.
Spider-Man
was why
messed it
failed.
up.
Yep.
So I
And
have a question about him. So I've seen like 3 different types. Him being 3 different things. What is he in the comics? Like, what-
Doc Ock.
Yes. What
He's
is
a-
his backstory?
He's a
that?
super,
It's pretty much
he's a
That
super
it's just
smart
that,
guy.
and when he
It's
has
always
the arms
used in
and
that.
and he wants the sun.
No,
Well,
he doesn't.
his
The
motive's
son's-
probably different every
Because he's
time.
in the game, right?
Yeah.
And he's like Peter's working with him the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When they're
But in
developing,
this one,
Minor
he's like, Hi,
spoilers.
nice to meet you. Here's
He
the
he
sun."
makes the arms in that because he's got like muscular dystrophy
Yeah.
happening, kind of thing.
So what
Well, he
is
doesn't
what
like
is the
his
comic
body.
story?
I
I haven't read him, but
He should
I
just
think
see
the game went
his
more with
actual
it, and he
backstory.
just
Yes.
doesn't like his old
He's-
body. Like his body's just kind of like old and
Dying.
yeah, he's just becoming an older man. He doesn't like
Dude,
it.
if you guys
Well,
know out
And
there,
he
let us
needs
know.
it to do other things that he wants to.
I've got
his
Chad
original backstory is more of
thank
he was always looked down upon and never said he could do anything, and he's always ugly and all that, and made fun of by his parents and the board. And so he's like, I'm gonna build this so I can get back at them.
Pretty
He
much.
built
Okay.
the arms for revenge.
Okay.
Yeah, I think a lot of his stuff's about revenge. Even he's like a super smart guy who just got
Yeah,
his
he's
obsessed with
smart.
proving his own genius. Is
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
for a normal guy, he
dude, he took a
takes some
beating
hits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
for
From-
someone who's not even enhanced.
Yeah.
No, he's just
Go watch this movie.
probably on drugs.
He gets his shit.
Doc Ock just like, there's no way he should be able to survive some of this stuff.
The hits from the guy who stopped the train going 80 miles an hour.
Also, we can bring that up. The best scene in Marvel history.
Dude,
When he
that
stopped
train.
I might go
Just
worst
shoots out.
scene.
I don't
was
know.
the scene
Pretty
in the
good.
cafe with the car.
Yeah.
Where like he like dives and grabs her, and they're just sitting there, just like calmly, just like
Yeah.
spinning through the air.
Do I love?
yeah.
Do you love me? No.
Oh wait, no, because they were gonna kiss.
Yeah.
the thing between them was weird.
It's always weird in these
Because it was
movies.
like, it's always the time. That movie had horrible time.
We're talking about love.
There's no way Peter had like that many like horrible like every time he went to go grab something at that party, it was just gone. And he finally
And
got
then
it.
the
and
one
was
time he
empty. I
got
was
it,
like,
yeah.
Yeah, he's
there's
saying
no
he's trying to
way.
go grab a snack, and the snacks keep disappearing. He
Peter
just has
Parker's luck
bad
is
luck.
the
Yeah, they made it
worst.
really bad.
Spider-Man's luck is amazing. Peter Parker's luck is terrible.
Yep.
And then it's weird because it's like, I'm not gonna be Spider-Man. He's like, all right. And then 2 days later, Aunt May's
I
like,
thought that was part of the
Oh,
sweater, but I've been
man.
looking at it for a while.
I do want to talk about what Lee said about the action in this movie. This movie had great action as far as
the CGI was
everything was on point. The
Everything
fight
was good
scenes.
except
Yeah.
for when he was dragging Mary Jane.
yeah,
Like the
they-
way
Up
how, like,
the,
body
up the
moved.
building. Yeah.
the body movements some were weird.
Oh,
Like,
yes, I agree.
Some of the
But the fight scene on the train, I would argue, is one of the best Spider-Man fight scenes out there between Spider-Man and Doc
he's getting
Ock.
knocked off and he's coming back up.
yeah,
and
and-
he's flying
Yeah.
through the train.
Diving through all these little gaps, those are really good. Spider-Man's movements, I wouldn't really call that action, but it flows
That's
with
why
everything.
you like to see Spider-Man.
And this movie has great Spider-Man moments.
Yeah, it
And great
feels
Peter
like
Parker.
Spider-Man.
But the problem with it on the other side is, like we talked about earlier, the plot. It's so poorly paced and weird that
There's
uncomfortable.
it's 80%
It's very
downtime.
awkward. Yeah.
yeah.
It is.
It's a lot of filler.
What else we got? We got
Casey was poking it.
Easter
Yeah, he
eggs
just
or
did
like
poke it.
world building.
Yeah, I mean they set up Dr. Connors, who
Connors
becomes the
was
lizard.
there.
They
Yeah,
set,
We have cameo.
the space boy,
Yeah,
Jameson.
yeah,
that's fair. And
which
then
brings in Venom.
Osborn kind of shows up
Bruce
for the
Campbell.
world building of
Bruce Campbell's there.
the world building for the new Goblin
Yep.
because Harry's just mad.
You can say that
Yeah,
Bruce
it's just-
Campbell, ring announcer from the first Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I tell you,
Hermes.
there's
Spider-Man.
a lot more like Sam Raimi in this movie than the first one.
Yeah.
There's
Definitely.
There's
one, he
scenes
brings
that are
Bruce Campbell.
horror
Yeah,
in this
he made-
movie.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
when he gets
the
his arm,
hospital
he becomes
scene.
evil.
Yeah.
It's like an Evil Dead scene. I'm like,
Yeah, even
Oh.
with that scene where that guy picks up the chainsaw.
The chainsaw is just like
It's so-
it's just like
it's
arm
so Evil
or
Dead.
hand holding a chainsaw and it just starts revving.
Yeah.
It's like that's Sam Raimi as fuck.
yeah. He loves women screen and just. Nice, that's a good one. I like that.
It's the best Spider-Man suit right there.
Get his nipples.
Oh gosh, the
man.
nipple jokes were out of control. This movie, like I said, we talked
We
pretty much
talked
the
about
entire movie.
nipples this entire movie.
Um,
That's great.
the Doc Ock would be the ultimate nipple twister
Yeah.
machine.
That was our what we determined is that no one could twist nipples like Doc Ock.
He could do 4 nipples at the same time.
He could do
6. 8 if he got with his feet.
Try.
Good lord. What about Easter eggs? Were there any good Easter eggs in this movie?
We got Stan Lee's cameo,
Stan Lee cameo.
always.
Extremely brief.
I
Yeah,
didn't even
very
see it.
brief.
Pulled
I
a
was looking
lady
at
out of the
the
way.
Yeah.
That was brief.
Not as many
Yes.
weird things that set it in its era kind of thing. Like the first one had they were at that parade and Macy Gray was there singing,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which
yeah.
very much set. Oh, this is 2000s. This is 2002 that this movie came out.
Yeah, this one didn't
He,
really
well,
have any of
kind
that.
of. His pizza place had that 49-minute delay.
Yeah.
29, yeah.
Because that's how like Domino's.
Yeah,
thing
Domino's,
for a
30
long
minutes or
time.
less.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
that stuff died out a while back.
It's because traffic's bad now.
Yeah, for real. If we don't get your traffic or your pizza in 3 hours with Atlanta traffic, then
Yeah.
it's per sector.
If it's not there in 3 hours, we're not coming.
yeah, we're stuck in traffic. It's cold now. You're not getting it. I don't.
They didn't really set up a whole lot as far as like other
set up-
references kind of thing. They did set up with
New Goblin.
New Goblin and then
Yeah, we
like
touched on that.
He was supposed to
Venom.
be Hobgoblin, I think, was the original.
I mean probably, but then they probably were like, no, that didn't make as much sense.
We
kinda
can look
thing.
into
Let's go
that.
with
They
Green
referenced
Goblin
Doctor
too.
Strange.
They did reference
They did
Doctor
reference
Strange.
Doctor Strange.
That's a good Easter egg. I
That is,
remember
yeah.
that one.
That's already
Good.
taken. That's good. That's taken.
Like, having seen the third one, I expected more references to like what was going to happen in the third one.
Dude,
They are very
buckle
much
your
standalone,
pants.
like
Yeah,
from one to
they're-
another.
Buckle your
really
Well, and I'm
good.
sure like when they made the second one, they didn't like have like the perfect idea for the third
Yeah.
one yet. But
That
yeah,
third one's gonna be a rough ride. I'm
That
ready.
third
Oh,
one is
that-
a lot better than you think.
There are some very, very good scenes in that third movie.
Sure there are. There were some
loves
very
to
good
put the
scenes in
bad
this
ones.
one and the first one.
They're very good, not action scenes in the third movie.
This one didn't have that. There weren't a lot of good non-action scenes. They were all like
cake.
really
What are you
upset.
talking about?
What?
The chocolate cake.
yeah.
Oh yeah, it
Oh.
was a chocolate.
I like that scene. I like that girl.
I like that
I don't
girl.
know why I
Chocolate
like
icing
that
does not
girl. Is
equal
she in the
chocolate
third
cake.
one?
Yeah,
She is?
I was gonna say because I remember her explicitly for some reason.
her and his landlord are in the third one a lot more too.
Oh, my rent!
Yeah.
Button my pants.
He
Yeah,
comes
that
out
was
of
a
the
weird
bathroom
scene.
with his underwear.
Yeah. I don't know what else we got. Anybody got any closing remarks on Spider-Man 2? Just before we start to rate it.
Oh, I was almost going to.
Kirby, you got anything?
He started looking.
He's just gonna piss.
Kirby, you got anything?
He's back over here.
Welcome up.
I don't think so. I think all in all that this is a better movie than the first one, but that's just because the first one's an origin movie.
I like the
Agreed.
first one better.
That's why I was
Agreed.
thinking about this one when this one started. I think that's
Maybe
why
you didn't
seconds
listen
are
good
usually
enough.
always better.
Yeah.
Because
We're
first one
talking
sets
too
it up
much.
and you get it, like, you finally get to see Spider-Man go, do his thing. And the second one, it just
Yeah.
start off and just fly with it.
That's the same
instead
thing
of,
with
like,
the
setting it
the
up.
X-Men ones. Like X2 is like, oh, we start off with Nightcrawler trying to assassinate the president.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, we're moving now.
Rolling.
I'm not like watching up there. I'm just watching these.
So I guess ratings here.
Rate it.
I wish I knew.
Zach, you start us.
I'll give it a 7
7
Out of
out of
12?
12?
out of 12. Yeah.
Dang. That's
Like-
cold.
That's fair.
I mean,
You a
like
cold-
That's average. That's
You a
like
cold
mid.
honky.
I could watch the scenes that I liked in a 3-minute YouTube clip.
I agree.
Yeah.
And like I feel like it's not something because like it was fun
Yeah,
to
but
watch here because
would-
we like all
yeah.
like bounced off of one
Would you
another.
be able to make the same nipple jokes if you watched it in those 3 minutes?
Oh, I mean, well, no, but also like if I
matters what
watched
the
it,
scenes
if,
were.
if I watched it by myself, I would still make the nipple jokes. But the
Ah.
problem is, no one's gonna feed off of that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So you're just like, oh.
Where like the Tomb Raider movies, like I feel like I could watch those by myself. because it was an enjoyable movie to watch.
They were awful.
Oh, they were terrible.
All of them were worse than this by
But this-
far. I couldn't watch those.
Like,
over
I
this.
love Spider-Man. Spider-Man's my favorite hero, but this is not like an enjoyable like experience.
Cohesive experience. I agree with him because it's some
Yeah.
of the downtime. I agree
There is
with that.
way too much downtime. That's what brings
I
mine
can
down
agree
too.
with that.
Like,
it
if
makes me uncomfortable how much bad luck's coming to Peter Parker. I want to watch Spider-Man be badass.
They
all
spend a
the
lot of time like making us feel bad for Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yes.
and I
Show
mean, like,
him how human he is.
In saying that, I give it a. What did I give the first one? I don't even remember.
We
I
don't
give
know
it
what we
don't
gave
know.
you.
like an 8.5 out of 12. Still a little low, but I don't think it necessarily deserves a 9 from me.
Yeah. I'm giving 7.5. The fight scenes are great. The dialogue is doo doo.
10 out of 12.
10! Yes.
Yeehaw.
Stand up.
I
dog.
like
Good
the
movie. It's a
movie.
good movie.
Oh, it's a fun movie.
I think it's good. All right,
I'm
Megan.
gonna hit it with a 7.5 as well. Hopefully that's lower than I gave the first movie. 'cause I like the first movie.
I think we had a lot of 6s the first movie.
No way.
Jojo Johnson.
That's 6 5 out of 10.
Yeah.
I thought we rated the first one really high.
Your boy.
I think it was around 7 and 8. I thought.
I don't know. I'll go back
I'll fix it
before
for you
this
guys
is like
right
over.
here, right now, because your boy wasn't here. But I've seen those movies a lot. The first one gets a hot 8. The second one gets a hot 8.5.
Ooh.
Oh,
They improved
I think-
so
I
much.
think we're probably around like 8.25
Yeah.
region.
why
I think in general
8
we're
is
higher
high.
than the first one.
The reason
Maybe.
why the first one is 8 mostly is because it's just the first one that
Yeah.
you get, and that was like what kind of set off the Marvel and
Yeah, it
hero
set off the
movies almost.
superhero movies really, because like
Super
Blade
Clippers.
didn't hit as hard.
No, definitely.
oh,
This one was just kind of
what about
sad.
the rules?
It
They're-
made
they're-
me feel
my
bad.
mom-
mom's watching them.
Okay.
Good. That
All
means
right.
it's a good movie.
So we'll have
Oh,
the
okay.
actual
Making you feel emotion.
score afterwards.
Doesn't mean I like it.
When this is uploaded on
You
YouTube.
don't have to like it.
See you guys on the next one.
Bye.
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 Spider-Man, Spider-Man, does whatever a spider can. Spins a web any size, catches thieves just like flies. Look out, here comes the Spider-Man. Is he strong? Listen, bud, he's got radioactive blood. Can he swing from a thread? Take a look overhead. Hey there goes the Spider-Man.